I always knew that people could do some crazy things if they suspected their partner of cheating. I just didn't truly know how crazy those things could actually get. That's until my friend told me what she did when she suspected her boyfriend of cheating on her. And it was crazy, to put it lightly. Now, you see, I've known this girl for a while now, and ever since she's been in this relationship, she's been telling me that she thinks her boyfriend is cheating on her with his girl best friend. And every time she tell me this, I'd be like, I don't think he is. I don't think he is cheating because you don't have any evidence. And she didn't have any evidence. All she'd say was like, oh, he calls her a lot while he's at work. But it made sense to me why he would call her at work, because she lived an 8-hour flight away in Spain, where he also just happens to be from. So if he wanted to keep up with his best friend, he had to call her at work because of time zones. It would be too late if he called her after work. Anyways, one day my friend comes to me, and in the most ominous way, she's just like, Mark, I found out the truth. I know what my boyfriend talks about with his girl best friend over the phone. And I'm just like, what do you mean? Like, you overheard a conversation or something like that? And she goes on to be like, I guess you could say something like that. And I'm freaked out. So I'm like, go on. She goes on to tell me that 2 days prior, she had spent the night at her boyfriend's apartment. And in the morning, when she woke up at her boyfriend's apartment, she had connected her AirPods to her boyfriend's iPad, and then she put her AirPods in her pocket. She then takes the day off work without telling her boyfriend, and then goes to the cafe directly below her boyfriend's apartment and puts the AirPods in. She had turned this setting on the iPad called Live Listen, which basically just live broadcasts all of the audio the iPad can hear to the AirPods that are connected. So she could just hear all of the audio from her boyfriend's apartment. And her boyfriend just happened to be working from home that day. So she spent the entire day in that cafe just listening to what her boyfriend got up to. And yes, she overheard a conversation her boyfriend had with his girl best friend. And tell me why she goes on to say, they're actually just homies. They're just like me and you. I'm thinking like, bruh, I could have told you that. I did tell you that. You didn't have to go through all of that. Nonetheless, I tell her, I'm like, I'm happy you got your closure, but don't you think that's just a little bit of an invasion of privacy? She goes, Mark, in any other case, yes, that is a blatant invasion of privacy. But you got to understand, this man put an air tag in my car. Nothing's off limits. And I was just like, oh, I didn't know y'all were toxic like that. May that type of love never find me. But looking back, like, bro, she literally wiretapped his house. Like, I didn't even know that was an option. But is there any way of avoiding that? Because, like, I don't check all of my devices and what they're connected to, and I have all Apple devices.